Hey folks, welcome back to Jazz Comping 101. In part 2 we're going to talk a little bit about playing 3 and 7 and playing a melody note on top. This type of comping works really well when you're in a pianoless group. You've got a bass player and you on guitar, bass player, drummer, you as the rhythm section, and there's another soloist going on. Again, at the bottom I have 3 and 7 of the chords, and the melody note on top just will add a little color. There are so many options to it, it's tough to say you always do it one way or always do it another way, but I'll give you some suggestions as to how you might get more color in your comping. Again, we're going to work with the 2-5-1 and E flat. In part 1 we used the bass note and 3 and 7, so we had F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7, and E flat major 6. I'm still going to use 3 and 7, I'm getting rid of the bass note. And one way to start working on getting more color into those voicings would be to just pick a note from the home key of E flat and try to keep that note consonant as you cycle through the chord progression. So, you know, if we were going to pick G, which is a note in E flat major, I'm going to use my F minor chord. Again, I'm not going to use the bass note. Get rid of that guy. Add G on the top. Alright. When the bass player plays F, we have F minor 9. It's a really great sound. And then I'm going to keep that note where it is, move to my B flat chord. Again, this is flat 7 and 3 of B flat with G. Gives me B flat 13. And then I'm going to move to E flat. And I can either keep this note here, G. I already have G in the chord down here. G is actually the 3rd of E flat major 7. My ear wants me to move that note and resolve it down to the 9. So again, you know, as quickly as you can make this exercise music, the better. So let's go back again. We've got G, G, and we move it down to F. Right? Great sound. 2-5-1 in E flat. No root notes. And again, if I if I had an E flat major 7 and it was lasting for 2 measures, I would make this a 6 chord. In which case, it sounds like a 6-9 chord with the bass. When the bass plays an E flat. So 2. Same holds true for minor. We didn't really touch on minor 2-5s in the last part of the lesson because it's pretty simple. We weren't using the 5th of the chord, and so these voicings were typically the same. If we want to resolve to E flat minor, we just resolve to the minor 7 shape. Okay. For this approach, when we're working with 3 and 7 and then a melody note, you got to put a little more thought into how you're going to resolve that top note. I can tell you that if you're like me and you really dig the blue note sound, and a lot of jazz guys from the 60s that came from Philly and the organ guys, I can tell you that in minor 2-5-1s, more often than not, the 2 chord is a dominant 7 sharp 9 sound, right? So it'd be like F7 sharp 9, right? And then B flat, and I have this key of E flat minor, resolve into an E flat minor chord. Right? There's a nice melody on top, right? Right, again, no bass notes. Those are two real nice examples. If we were to, again, move position, so we were to go to our 2-5-1 in G, G major or G minor, those ideas of using 3 and 7 and a note and a melody note on top might look like this. Here's a A minor 7, and I've chosen E as the melody note on top. There's A minor 7, D7, or now D9, G major 7. I got a 13 in there, and if I wanted to make it G6, I would actually shift the major 7 down to E, and of course then again I'm doubling this note, so I might move that note down here. Okay, so let's show you that again. A minor 7, D7, G major, G major 6, right? If we were going to do minor, we could do a couple of different things, keeping in the spirit of the organ trio guys. Again, you know, this A minor 7 flat 5, you know, could be substituted out for you know, an A7 flat 13. Other people might think of it as E flat 9, then moving down to the 5 chord to 1. Again, without the bass note. Keeping that note constant on top until the resolution. It's really a great approach. It keeps things really tight and you know, concise, harmonically speaking. There are voicings that are easy to play. The notes are close together, where you're not going to work up a case of tendonitis. You know, trying to play some gigantic stretches, and it's really going to be a great sound. What I would do is encourage you to just learn a couple of these examples, and then again take a tune like Autumn Leaves or In a Mellow Tone or any number of standards and apply these chord voicing ideas to those tunes. Practice that as much as you practice soloing. Okay? More often than not, I mean, really, unless it's your gig, you're going to spend most of your time playing rhythm guitar. The guy that gets all the work is the guy that makes other people sound good. All right? So being able to play a great solo is super, but really only on your own gig. The most important thing is being a good accompanist and making other people sound good. All right, good luck.